Namaste friends, and I hope you're doing well. Today let's talk about Ketu in the second house. Now what is Ketu? Ketu is the Lord of enoughness. He has enjoyed the benefits of life, the gains, the pleasures, everything has been done on his past life. So when it comes to this Janma, he is more watching rather than engaging. He doesn't engage much. He lacks the enthusiasm. He doesn't have any zeal towards the attributes of the house where he sits. And what are the attributes of the second house? The second house is also called the Dhanasthana. Dana means wealth. He controls wealth. The second house controls wealth, finance, speech, family inheritance, legacy, food habits, and also charity. So what happens when Ketu comes to this house? Ketu will have this. The way Ketu perceives a house is, I've done all this and I'm not interested anymore. I just want to see what happens. Okay, he's more a spectator rather than a contributor or a participant. So when it comes to money, there will be it's not a good thing because he's not interested in gaining money. So if you're interested, if you're keen on, if you're on the material life or side of life, if you're earning, if you want to earn more, you want to do investments, you want to, grow big, then if you have Ketu to the second house, there's going to be many frustration. There's going to be many hurdles in life. You'll be very frustrated. Some even go into anxiety disorders and those sort of things because every attempt to gain more money is pushed down, is suppressed by Ketu. Every attempt fails when it comes to money. Say if there's a project, let's say you want to do an investment and you start on this investment project, and almost every section of the project you'll have hurdles, you'll have problems. Something will happen somewhere and eventually the project will fail. So this, it starts with exasperation, right? You just get a little bit exasperated, but then eventually it turns to frustration, and then you're depressed, and then finally you have some anxiety problems and all that. So you must understand that Ketu is showering all his energies, his lack of enthusiasm, his lack of zeal in all the attributes. It can cause a person to go, very frustrated, very depressed state. But then if you, again, I keep saying that if Ketu is more, because he's more spiritual rather than material. So if Ketu is in the 12th house, then it's going to give a lot of gains because you are proceeding towards a spiritual life, and it'll give you more enlightenment rather than material gains. Speech, when it comes to speech, Ketu tends to make this person a very recluse, doesn't speak that much. Some introverts are seen as this. They don't talk much, they are more thinking, they are more in deep thoughts. And these people are normally very intelligent. They don't talk much, they listen more. And they listen, and not only listen, because Ketu is a logical thinking planet, Graha. And what it does is it analyzes the situation rather than engaging in talking. If they talk, they'll talk they talk some sense. They don't talk rubbish and they don't talk empty. When they say something, it makes a lot of sense to them. It makes a lot of sense to the people who's listening as well. Now, family inheritance. Ketu doesn't care about any legacies or any sort of inheritance that the family is giving. He's not interested about money gaining and all that. He's just like, okay, just leave me alone. I'm trying to understand what life is all about. I'm trying to seek the higher knowledge, and other than that, this is just purely mundane. I'm not interested. And I said again, and I say again that this can be a problem if you are a grahastha or a family man, or a person who is supporting a family. Can be if you are supporting a family, then it's going to be hard if you have Ketu in the second house because it will give you a lot of turmoils, right? Food habits, people who have Ketu in second house will tend to not get interested in foods. They'll be like, as long as I have little sustenance, I'm just happy. I don't need anything extravagant. I don't need anything delicious, and I'm just, as long as you have just basic food, and I'm happy with that. Alright, It's not interested in having a scrumptious meal or things like that. And also charity. The last thing if you have Ketu the second house, the last thing in your mind is to donate. You're really not interested in donating. You're really not interested about the community. You're only interested of analyzing what life is going to produce, what life is going to give you, what is the afterlife is going to come, right? And that's pretty much what Ketu will do in the second house, right? Again, in summary, Ketu controls wealth, speech, family inheritance, legacies, food habits, and also charity. So I hope I've done a little bit on what Ketu will do in the second house. Hope to cover more soon. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Namaste.